In the wild, there are animals that predators prefer not to attack unless absolutely necessary. Even a numerical advantage does not always give them the upper hand. One wrong move can result in severe injury or even death. That is exactly the reputation earned by the tusked wild boar, an animal that has learned to survive among some of the most dangerous predators on Earth. But what makes it so dangerous? To answer that question, we first need to understand how an ordinary piglet becomes one of the most formidable inhabitants of the forest. The first months of a wild boar's life are filled with danger. Young piglets often fall prey to wolves, lynxes, and other predators. That is why their mother always stays close. A sow fiercely protects her offspring. When threatened, she attacks without hesitation and can drive away even a large opponent. But the real challenges await young males later in life. As they mature, they begin engaging in fights with one another. At first, these encounters are merely tests of strength, but over time they turn young boars into experienced fighters. It is during this period that their greatest weapon begins to develop: tusks. They grow throughout the boar's life and constantly sharpen against each other. With age, these teeth become razor-sharp blades capable of inflicting serious wounds on any enemy. But nature has armed the boar with more than just weapons. The front part of its body is protected by thick skin and a dense layer of tissue that acts as natural armor. During fights, this protection helps absorb blows and reduces the risk of serious injuries. Large males often weigh more than 440 pounds. They may appear slow and clumsy, but that impression is deceptive. When threatened, a tusked boar can reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. But the greatest challenge for any wild boar is not rivals of its own kind. It is predators. Wolves are considered some of the most effective hunters in the Northern Hemisphere. Working together, they can take down prey much larger than themselves. However, an adult tusked wild boar poses a serious threat to a wolf pack. Unlike most hoofed animals, it does not always flee from danger. When necessary, a boar can turn and charge directly toward the threat. A single well-placed strike from its tusks can leave a deep wound. For a wild predator, this may mean weeks of suffering, the inability to hunt, and often death. That is why wolves prefer to target young, old, or weakened animals. But if wolves treat boars with caution, what about bears? Wild boars and brown bears often share the same territory. Both animals have varied diets and frequently compete for the same resources. The bear is considerably stronger. However, an adult tusked boar can put up such fierce resistance that many encounters end without a fight. Even a massive predator is reluctant to risk a serious injury for uncertain prey. But there is one animal that is still capable of hunting adult boars. Tigers regularly include wild boars in their diet. However, even for them, such prey comes with significant risks. A large tusked boar can fatally wound an opponent with a single successful strike. For this reason, a tiger tries to rely on surprise and avoid prolonged combat. But strength is far from the only reason for the boar's success. Intelligence is an equally important advantage. Wild boars possess good memories, learn quickly, and can adapt effectively to new conditions. It is this ability that has helped the species spread across vast territories and maintain healthy populations. Today, the tusked wild boar remains one of the toughest and most adaptable animals in the Northern Hemisphere. The combination of intelligence, caution, strength, and the ability to defend itself has made it one of the most successful inhabitants of the forest. In the wild, respect must be earned, and the tusked wild boar earned it long ago.